tonight. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears.
As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening. But all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And this carries into the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
On first down, Justin Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Complete to number 80.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 57 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
And this will be a Bears first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Second and 8.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on second down. Herbert has it knocked free, and this belongs to the Vikings.
The quarterback sacked. A fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that'll be considered a fumble.
Prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that whenever every team gets together for the first time. I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season. Ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Well, he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Number 80.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? The guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find it.
The guy's man, complete. Pass the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. Becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. So that'll back them up 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings 7, Bears nothing.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A full return for a Bears touchdown.
Chicago.
And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
10-10 at their own 25-yard.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
That's good.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Man, and he hits him in stride. So they hit Panda, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. So take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Quarterback taken.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And a heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
4 yards on the pickup.
On 2nd down, here's Herbert. He's got a 1st down or more inside the 30. And he gets this one down to the 24.
Complete.
19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
19 yards. And the Bears 1st down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20.
On the carry.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now a handoff looking right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Taken
play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
No gain on the play. And it brings up third down.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. This is intercepted. Picked off at the 15. There he goes, right side.
One play at a time.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Third down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. And his throw here is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on fourth down.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. To throw on second down, Herbert. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
And that is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up set.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20.
Another day, another day.
He's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And this carries into the end zone.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. The final shot before the break for Herbert. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. We have hit halftime. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out.
Take it in at the 3. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready to laugh.
Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. 83 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
For the extra point.
And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
You break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Now the left side is Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Pass.
A well-executed 22-yard gain.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Bears.
Out of the gun, Herbert. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He holds it in. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. Third touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. But go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ball game. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this carries into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
Onto the field now come the Bears. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Operating from the gun. Herbert firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 7.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
On 10-yard.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
3rd and long, it's Herbert. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Williams. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Again, it's Williams. Shedding the tackle. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 27 yards there, a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it.
He will score. Touchdown, Vikings. 22 yards. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? what a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
It's a gain of 6. And it's third down.
From the gun, Herbert. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Yeah, this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line.
Holding. Receiving team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. Now Williams. He's going to have the first down past the 20. And he's out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
10 on the 22-yard line.
On the ground, this is Williams. No gain on the play there, second down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He's got daylight. 30, 10.
Come on, bring it, baby, bring it.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And this Viking offense is running away with this one.
Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
He's NFL sack leader coming into the game, And now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from a defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen, broke off his pass rush, and then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
Ball carrier.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and...
They run it again with Williams. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people...
nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger than maybe an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be blown dead right around the 25-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Tonight,
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Why were they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball, things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Minnesota, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.